today's show, we have a list of ways to make your life tastier, more adventurous, and more rewarding.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to this.
Put a little heat into your ceviche.
A little bit of habanero. You choose how spicy you want it.
Oh, habanero!
And how to get a Top Gun experience in real life.
Holy mackerel!
But up first, how to make employers notice your resume.
Those kinds of things sing a lot on a resume.
It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. And we don't seem to be hearing the term the Great Resignation as much recently, but the job quitting trend is still going strong.
Yes, in fact, reports show that the number of employees considering giving notice is still hovering around 40%.
If you're in that disgruntled group, we have inside tips on how to revamp your resume to get a job. That's our featured story at the top of the list.
If you're looking to land your dream job, looking to change careers, or just trying to find a gig, one of the most important things, the resume.
You're in essence trying to get people to get a snapshot of what's wonderful about you, with the person only glancing down and maybe only spending 20 seconds looking at your resume.
Zanzibar Vermiglio is an executive business coach, corporate trainer, and the managing partner at Zanzibar Enterprises. He's helping whip our resumes into shape by asking a few key questions. First, is it understandable in 20 seconds?
When I vet resumes, it takes me 20, 40 seconds on the long end. Am I going to call this person or not?
So don't write an epic novel for something that can be said with a few words.
Try not to get across the entire gambit of everything you've ever done in your life.
And that means no 6-page resumes.
Unless you're an executive or even at least director level, have your resume be 1 page. You don't need a 3-page resume to get across the idea that you've had 3 different jobs and here's what they were.
The next question, are you including the right or wrong information?
Address. Please put your address on your resume. One of the first things I do, and why it only takes me an average of 20 seconds to scan a resume, is if their address is too far from the workplace, then I move on.
He says showing you don't live too far away is a plus for hiring managers.
Candidates will always say, oh no, I like my 45-minute drive to work. It gives me an opportunity to listen to all my books on tape. And then 6 months later, they've got a job closer to home. Not always, but enough times that I don't even bother with it anymore.
And when it comes to what to cut,
if you've worked at a place for 3 months, don't you dare put that on your resume.
Short stints at jobs make hiring managers assume you won't be staying long.
So yeah, that's nice that you're a dolphin trainer for 3 months. All that means to me is that you're still finding yourself and you don't know what you want to do with your life.
The third question, are you showing your value?
What you're really wanting to exemplify is that you've moved up and been accountable for bigger and bigger things and been given more to do.
Even if your title hasn't changed or you've only had 1 or 2 jobs, you want to show that you're capable. And finally, are you selling yourself well? Maybe you've been raising kids, taking care of parents, or just trying new things.
A lot of times people don't want to give them their shot because they don't have recent work history, and these are some of the best people that you can possibly hire.
He says to acknowledge what you were doing, taking care of an elderly parent or exploring entrepreneurship, and explain why you're back in the job market.
And now I'm getting back after it, even though that I don't have to, because I'm hungry to make my difference in the world. Say something that you are a golden egg coming back to the workforce and deserve a shot.
Because if you can show your worth, you can land the job.
There really is a golden light inside of every human being, and there is a place for every human being in the workforce.
Revamping your resume is at the top of the list.
You may be interested in seeing if marijuana could benefit you, but the number of options can be overwhelming. So let's turn to science for the answer. Jackie Denker's looking at how your DNA can help pick out the best CBD or THC for you.
If you have made the decision to try CBD or THC, be sure to know what you're looking for, because you may think you're going to get something to help with your much-needed Z's
and have the opposite effect.
Believe it or not, we can look to our DNA to help us pinpoint which THC strain and ratio of CBD is best for us. To walk us through it, we spoke with naturopathic Dr. Melanie Keller. First of all, let's get a refresher on the benefits of CBD and THC.
CBD has more of an anti-inflammatory, calming.
And while THC can be known for that as well,
It might also help people with creativity or having energy.
and there are different kinds of CBD and literally hundreds of strains of THC. So it's time to look to our DNA.
I really appreciate the DNA testing to be able to direct people more towards saying, well, this is going to be more aligned for you specifically.
Which brings us to DNA testing.
Think of it as like the ingredients to your unique recipe.
And by knowing our individual makeup, people have been scooping up DNA tests to find out so many things.
Ranging from anything about your skin to your fitness.
Or even learning about our ancestry breakdown. And now companies like Endocanna Health, Strain Genie, Dynamic DNA Laboratories, and Malix GX test your DNA to inform you
How you metabolize THC or CBD and perhaps give you some suggestions on dosing.
Finally, we tried Endocanna Health to see how one of these sites work.
Many companies will offer their own kit.
You just purchase, swab, and send in. Or if you've done a DNA test from companies like Ancestry.com or 23andMe, like I did,
You use the raw data and upload it into them, and that does save you some money.
I sent in my info and got the results to see how my body interacts with THC and CBD when it comes to things like
Anxiety, cognitive function, mood and behavior, or sleep. There is a formula suggestion that would work best for your DNA.
Yep, for example, when trying to get a handle on my anxiety, I would need a product that has a CBD to THC ratio of 20:1.
You can actually click a button and it'll take you directly to a product that they'd recommend.
Kit prices range from about $50 to over $200. Turning to our DNA to get the perfect cannabis for us.
Well, if our hot temperatures make you want to give the oven the night off, we have twists on a dish that's fresh, healthy, and requires minimal prep. We're whipping up some alternative ceviche recipes.
Ceviche is a beloved seafood dish.
Because it's fresh, it is refreshing, especially in summertime, and then it can be so easy to make at home too.
I stopped by Z Tejas in Scottsdale, Arizona, and spoke with executive chef Diego Bolanos to learn 3 ways to make ceviche. First up, a Peruvian-style fish ceviche.
We have mahi-mahi, so we're gonna pour the mahi-mahi in here, and then we're gonna add some lime juice.
Now, what is the purpose of the lime juice besides giving it that kind of zesty flavor?
It's gonna start curing the fish, cooking the fish.
Add in
Amarillo ají,
Okay.
that is a dry pepper from Peru. And then we're gonna add a little bit of habanero. You choose how spicy you want it.
Oh, habanero!
Toss in red onions after soaking them in water and ice.
And the reason why we have the onions in water and ice is to get the bitter and the sour out of the onions.
Add cilantro, mix it up, and let it sit for about 10 minutes before plating it with sweet corn and candied carrots.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to this.
How's that?
Woo!
Good. Glad.
Next up, a vegetarian twist, plantain ceviche.
So we have plantains. First of all, we boil them for about 20 minutes, let them cool down, and then we chop them the side that we want it. They have to be green plantains
Green plantains. Why is that so important?
for the flavor profile. If it's not, they will be too sweet.
Add in fresh lemon juice, orange juice, and apple cider vinegar.
And then we gotta start with the fun part, the hot part, jalapenos.
Okay.
And the recipe calls for red bell peppers, poblanos, garlic, cilantro, salt, and pepper.
And then we just gotta mix it together. So this is a great option. It's vegan, vegetarian, and it's gluten-free as well.
Enjoy it with your choice of chip.
It's so delicious, but it also still has the integrity of a ceviche,
yep.
because it's still so bright and so refreshing.
Our final dish is a shrimp ceviche.
Okay, the shrimp. So what we do with the shrimp before, we got some water with lemon and red pepper flakes, and we boil that and add the shrimp and let it cool down. So we put it in the water for about 2 minutes and let it cool down for about 10 minutes, and this will be the result.
Mix your shrimp, habanero, avocado, and pico de gallo in a bowl. And for a twist, chef uses cilantro pesto and mango relish.
There is a lot of flavors. You have acidity, you have the hot from the peppers, and then you have the sweet.
Oh, I'm so excited!
For the full recipes, go to thelisttv.com.
I have no words because my mouth is full. That's excellent. So fresh, and I love the sweetness.
We're keeping it light and fresh with ceviche 3 ways. Still to come on the list. Catch a wave.
If someone's already on that wave, it's not your turn.
Fly a jet.
Think of it as laser tag in the sky.
Stream a new film.
If this isn't the poster shot, someone's getting fired.
And you won't believe this world record.
His water bowl is the sink.
Next on the list.
YouTube! Busting in here right quick to ask you to please subscribe, turn on notifications by ringing the bell down below. Okay, you ready? Good. Back to the show. We're back. Top Gun Maverick has racked up over $1.2 billion worldwide, probably because people like me wonder what it would be like to be a pilot in that cockpit. Turns out there are places you can get pretty close to that rush. Let's check out a few thrilling jet flying experiences.
I feel the need for speed.
And if you feel the same as Maverick and Goose in Top Gun and can afford a bucket list priced experience, we found a few flight schools that'll satisfy any adrenaline junkie's need for speed. First up, MIG-Flug.
I turned to my left and this happiness just filled my whole body.
With locations in Florida, California, Canada, and Europe, their instructors give you a quick rundown of the plane's instruments before taking off and eventually letting you take control. And they'll even record your whole experience.
It was always my dream to be a fighter pilot, and finally the dream came true.
But this once-in-a-lifetime experience will cost you $4,500 for a 30-minute flight. You can find the info at migflug.com.
So that was fun. We did loops after loops after loops, and wow.
Up next, Fighter Combat International.
It is the closest thing that you can get in civilian world to flying an actual fighter aircraft.
With locations in Texas and Arizona, their instructors give you a short mission briefing before you take off with them and perform various acrobatic stunts.
Gonna roll to the right, here comes the push, and we are flying inverted. How do you like that? All right, inverted boogie. Yes. Holy mackerel!
This 30-minute flight will set you back about $1,200. Check their website, fightercombat.com, for more info. And finally, Sky Combat Ace.
You don't need any flight experience. Our pilots will fly with you through the whole experience and give you the controls when you're ready to fight.
With locations in Nevada and California, this one has folks engaging in mock dogfights against friends and family.
Think of it as laser tag in the sky.
Ready to get me, Hollywood?
Bring it on, Maverick.
Dogfighting.
And once you hit your target, you'll get to
feel the satisfaction as smoke pours out of your opponent's aircraft.
The 3-minute flight goes for around $1,000 at skycombatace.com. Flying high with fighter jets.
You know, it's always amazing when someone does something to get into the famous Guinness Book, and lately there have been some true standouts. Teresa Strasser is here with a few incredible world records. Teresa, thank you. These folks recently met up with Guinness World Records to prove why they are officially amazing. Coming in at number 1, the UK's Anoushi Hussain.
Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
She recently claimed the Guinness title for the greatest vertical distance climbed on a climbing wall with one hand in 1 hour by a female.
I was aiming for 51 runs, and I did 51 runs.
The 35-year-old paraclimber was born missing one of her lower arms, but that did not stop her from climbing over 1,200 feet to secure her record.
It's incredible. I mean, I never imagined that this would be possible, but I do have a slogan in my life called "Go and keep believing in your impossible," so I guess I've just done that.
Great slogan for a great athlete. At number 2, Zeus, a Great Dane from Bedford, Texas, who was recently named the world's tallest living male dog.
The comment that we hear most often for Zeus is, wow, that's a horse.
He's just 2 years old and on all fours. He's over 3.5 feet tall.
His water bowl is the sink. The only time he's really naughty is he likes to take food off the counter, and he likes to steal the baby's pacifier.
He likes going on walks and being the center of attention.
The award for us just really recognizes how special Zeus is. Zeus, you're not being very good.
Yes, everything is bigger in Texas. And third on our recent Guinness Records list, Italy's Christian Cavalet, who has the world's largest Pepsi can collection.
I own more than 12,000 unique Pepsi cans. Come with me.
He began collecting the cans 33 years ago and knows all about the soft drink's history.
Pepsi Cola was founded at the end of 19th century by a pharmacist. Actually, it was sold as a remedy for stomach disease.
And his collection is said to be worth around $40,000.
I also drink Coca-Cola. I like it too.
And those were some of the latest and greatest in Guinness World Records. Coming up, there are some huge new movies coming soon, and we're taking a look at a few with an expert from Rotten Tomatoes. Don't miss it.
We're back, and on today's watch list, it's really hot out there, so why not kick off your shoes and enjoy a bunch of streamable summer movies in the comfort of your own home. From the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saving the world to Jamie Foxx saving humanity from vampires, Hattie D. Jamal has new movies coming your way.
2022 thus far has been an amazing year for movie buffs.
August is now upon us, and that means that we're clinging on to one more month of summer and fun at the movie theaters, but we might not have to leave our house because we got a lot of great offerings in the month of August, streaming right to your house.
Talking about his favorite new picks streaming this month is Rotten Tomatoes contributing editor Mark Ellis. Starting off with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie.
It's those pesky turtles!
Over a decade ago, there was a TV show on Nickelodeon called The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This film will act as a companion to that.
Time for us to finish making this universe in the image of Krang.
The film follows Leonardo as he leads his brothers Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael to save the world from a terrifying alien species, the Krang.
This movie's going to be a lot of fun.
If this isn't the poster shot, someone's getting fired.
You can watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, this Friday on Netflix. Up next, 13 Lives.
Last seen 9 days ago, 12 boys and their coach are trapped in the flooded caves.
I've made a number of movies based on real events, but this was one where I wanted to be as journalistic as I possibly could be.
What are you thinking? Just a crazy idea.
Produced and directed by the Academy Award winner Ron Howard, the film stars Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, and Joel Edgerton.
It's also a story about the bonding, the brotherhood that takes place when you're a part of a team and you have to come together for a common goal.
Okay, let's do it.
Catch 13 Lives as it drops on Amazon Prime this Friday. And finally, Day Shift.
Vampire hunting is a business. Cut necks and cash your checks.
Next time you have someone come and clean your pool, they just might be vampire hunters. Such is the case with Jamie Foxx, starring here as a hardworking dad who cleans pools during the day, but at night, it's a different story.
The cast is rounded out by Dave Franco and Snoop Dogg.
It's directed by J.J. Perry, who continues the trend of stunt performers who worked on John Wick becoming directors.
Works every time.
Day Shift releases on Netflix on August 12th. Ending summer 2022 with amazing new streaming movies on the watch list.
Next, Cowabunga. We're learning the basics of surfing. That's coming up.
We're back. August, when the air is hot, the ocean is warm, is a perfect time to try surfing. Now, if you've ever wanted to hang 10, we are looking at the basics of riding a wave.
The allure of riding the deep blue sea is something quite magical.
People love surfing because they love to feel the energy of the ocean, and the idea of actually riding a wave is pretty phenomenal.
We hit the beach with owner of Built to Evolve and surf instructor Shane Steinman to learn the basics of this ocean sport. But before we dip our toes in the water, we need to know when to surf.
So the best time to surf is definitely the mornings. The winds are super low. No winds means a smooth surface on the ocean. As the wind picks up, it gets a little bit more rough. So if you think about being inside of a giant washing machine, bouncing all over the place, it's not fun for anyone.
You can check the tides online, but for beginners,
always go check it yourself, no matter if it's 1 foot or 6 foot. Show up, sit and watch the waves for a little bit.
Next, when you do paddle out, be polite and avoid the experienced surfers.
You wouldn't paddle out right next to the pier where all the guys are surfing right off the pier. You can actually either injure yourself or injure someone else by falling off the board and letting it go and hitting somebody else with it. If you want to earn your way into what they call the lineup, I would sit on a shoulder of the wave, maybe a little bit down, and practice and be consistent and fall in love with the sport of surfing.
If you're on vacation,
jump online, look up beginner spots. They're all over the place.
And when a wave comes along, you want to ride.
You look left, you look right. If there's nobody on that wave, you can have it. If someone's already on that wave, it's not your turn. Be patient, your wave is coming.
Finally, let's pop up like a pro.
Core and upper body strength are huge in this.
When standing, you want to keep it smooth and quick.
We're going to start off with really strong quality over quantity paddles. Once we lock down that paddle, you feel the wave pushing you, we're going to plant our hands down by our side. Never grab the side because it causes drag.
Push up and your hips will follow.
Take that back foot, plant it on the board, front foot's going to follow. We're going to find ourselves ending up into a quarter squat. Hands are going to come out, chest is up, and remember, wherever your hips go, you're going to go.
We're stoked to learn the basics of surfing.
Okay, well, riddle me this, KG. What kind of surfing doesn't require balance and involves no sharks mistaking you for like a seal from below?
What kind?
Channel surfing.
Ah, sounds like your kind of surfing, Jimmy.
Absolutely, every day. YouTube gratitude. You made it all the way through. Now please hit the subscribe. That's right, your reward for watching all the way through is a thank you haiku. Note the 575 meter. You might also leave a comment and turn on notifications if you're so inclined, and we'd certainly appreciate it. We're like a potato chip of infotainment. You can't stop at just one, so here are more episodes. 0 calories, binge away.